Mags on Media continues, and a couple of weeks ago we showed you this ad from King Price that went viral literally in a matter of days. Now the insurer is continuing its humorous take in the second iteration in the campaign, and here is that ad.
Sir, I want to spend the rest of my life with Tandy. I love her. And I brought Zillabola here to prove it.
What's this?
It's the kettle. You said 50, right?
When others don't make sense, we do.
You got the 1-year warranty. But this is forever.
So it's brought a smile to your face. So here's the question. What does it take to find the funny in what is generally considered to be a not-so-funny industry? And what's the strategy? Here to tell us more about it is Wynand van Vuuren from King Price. A very warm welcome to you.
Thank you, Jeremy.
First of all, before we talk about the humorous approach, I'm wondering to myself if it's more difficult to market and advertise something like an insurance product these days, given that it's not anything that we really actually want.
That is the thing, and I thought that, you know, these conversations are always going towards the grudge purchase. What's so nice at King Price, you've seen what we've done with the brand right from the start. We said that this is not going to be the same as any other insurer, and we really went out of our way in our office and also specifically with the brand. We want to make a difference, and what people don't know is that half of our shareholding are also in trusts that are fully devoted to charity organisations, and so.
But you'll never get away from.
But
you'll never get away from that. People still have a vague resentment as far as insurance is concerned.
Because you're working with it when there's, you know, when there's a loss suffered. So it will never leave a warm feeling.
So why have you gone for the humorous or the funny approach?
Well, we're so proudly South African. We love and we embrace the different cultures and the languages as well. So, you know, the confusion in the language and how we can sometimes misunderstand one another, and that is clearly also displayed in these advertisements.
So how does the funny then link to what the ultimate brand purpose is?
We discovered that it sticks to people. You know, you remember it right in the beginning when we started 6 years ago. Those ads of ours were ridiculous. You know, it was also spoken about all over the country, you know, how really bad it actually is. But people remembered it, and for some or another reason, it made the phones ring for people to buy this insurance product.
Is it your contention then as a marketer that funny creates more memorability then?
We believe that.
It sticks in the brain a little bit.
We believe that in our first advertisement with the farmer and the tractor, it was only sent to 40 of our management staff members, and within 24 hours, we had more than 1 million views on that, and that just showed that
what do you attribute that to?
It.
What do you attribute that to?
The fact that it is so funny and that it's all those elements of South Africans. So it appeals to everyone in our country.
The risk, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, is that we live in this multicultural society, and we live in sensitive times at the moment. I don't need to tell you that. So not all people find the same thing funny in a pluralistic society. So how do you navigate your way through that strategy?
That is true. We had a few farmers that also contacted me that said, listen, you know, it's not going well in the farming community currently because of a few things that's happening. But the majority phoned in and said, listen, just thank you for giving us something.
This is the farmer dancing with his tractor.
Yes.
And some farmers didn't like it.
Well, a few. Yeah. That was a handful, but the majority, still we're getting messages back saying, listen, thank you for making us laugh, you know, in times which are not always so easy.
Don't take yourself so seriously, in other words.
Yeah, and that is also one of our values at King Price. We say that you've seen the officers fun with a little bit of madness. You know, we don't take ourselves seriously, but we take what we do very seriously.
How do you inculcate that ethos into the rest of the business? So it's all very well having funny ads, and, you know, lots of brands have done that. But in order to take that brand ethos and then try and spread that throughout the company is difficult, given that, you know, a lot of your people, for instance, work in call centres. Working in call centres is not the coolest thing necessarily.
Definitely not. And I believe that's the biggest reason for us to bring this element into the company and into this insurance business, which is generally seen as being boring business. Everyone that comes into our company say, listen, wow, what an awesome feeling in this place. You're motivated, and we make the surroundings, the office, every place that we can find, any way that we can find, as stimulating as possible. Because if you have a staff member in that call center that is stimulating, that loves his job, he's going to give that good service again, that royal service again that we advertise to our customers. In making these two commercials, you haven't gone the traditional route of using big advertising agencies. No. Why is that? Well, is there really a need still for that if you have
the big advertising agents will say, yes, there is.
Well, it is where you can find the expertise. And I mean the ideas that came here, the initiative. It's a good example that you don't always have to go and spend a lot of money to getting these ads funny and making it interesting for your customers. And this worked.
Wynand van Vuuren, who speaks for King Price Insurance, thank you very much indeed. It's a good campaign.
Pleasure.
And appreciate you dropping in today. Now, more clever local creative work now, and mobile and digital marketing company DigiData Insights receiving global recognition for its innovative smart water-saving mobile game, which was developed for Unilever's Sunlight 2-in-1 campaign. And we think this is a good example, a very clear example of how a simple gamified approach can help solve many social and environmental ills.
Unilever's Sunlight Smart Foam 2-in-1 product was launched into the South African market against the backdrop of a worsening drought in several provinces and in the mother city, Cape Town. We were tasked to formulate a campaign that would inform consumers of the water-saving properties of Smart Foam 2-in-1 and its lingering fragrance, as well as to educate consumers by gamifying water-saving tips. This revolutionary new washing powder uses less than half the water of normal washing powders and is grey water friendly. Virtual water saved in the game resulted in fresh water being donated to the drought-stricken Western Cape. Over 60% of South Africans still use feature phones and don't have access to mobile gaming apps. So, we designed a game that does not require a smartphone or data by using USSD technology. This game was free to play, interactive, text-based, and offered in 5 local languages. It was also hosted on South Africa's 2 leading networks. The game was promoted with a Please Call Me blast of 1 million messages, self-discovery on the USSD strings, and word of mouth. A graphical smart game was also developed to reach smartphone, tablet, and desktop users, and was promoted on social media and with an SMS blast. Over 425,000 players started the game, and 77% of these completed it. Average engagement time with the brand was 10 minutes per player, and more than 71,000 players regularly revisited the game to check the weather report that was hosted as an additional feature. The game resulted in 120,000 litres of fresh water being donated to afflicted areas.
All right, that's where we're going to leave it for this week. You can let us know what you thought of this and other stories today on all of our different social media pages. Until next time, goodbye to you and thank you for watching.